There is an object that once shook kingdoms, split rivers, and brought empires to their knees, then vanished. Its name? The Ark of the Covenant. A relic so powerful, it's said to carry the voice and wrath of God. For centuries, its whereabouts have remained hidden, protected by silence, guarded by blood. Every trace erased, every witness silenced, every truth buried in plain sight. But what if the Ark was never lost? Only concealed? And what if its reappearance could shatter not just faith, but the foundations of human history? The Bible describes the Ark in striking detail, a gold-plated chest, guarded by cherubim, and radiating divine energy. Built by Moses under direct command from God, it was designed not just as a container, but as a vessel of supernatural force. The tablets of the Ten Commandments were placed inside, but many believe that was only part of its true content. The Ark wasn't merely symbolic, it acted, it reacted, and it punished. According to Scripture, wherever the Ark went, miracles, or catastrophes, followed. Rivers parted. Armies were annihilated, people dropped dead for merely touching it. This was no mythological box. This was, by all accounts, a machine of awe and destruction. Which raises the terrifying question, who really built it, and why? Some scholars argue the Ark may have been more than a religious artifact, it might have been a technology. A capacitor, capable of storing and releasing energy. A communication device, perhaps, between humans and something greater. Ancient depictions suggest electromagnetic phenomena surrounding it. Lightning. Sound. Radiation. All from a wooden box? Unlikely. There are chilling parallels between the Ark's descriptions and ancient technologies from other cultures. The bag of the gods seen in Sumerian carvings. The Vimana vessels from Indian texts. The Egyptian Benben stone. Could the Ark be part of a lost global network of power devices, distributed among chosen civilizations, then hidden once humanity turned dangerous? Interestingly, the Ark disappears from the biblical narrative during the Babylonian siege of Jerusalem. One moment it's in the Temple of Solomon, the next, gone without explanation. No record of destruction, no mention of capture. Just silence. As if a deliberate hand scrubbed its exit from history. And yet, stories of its presence continued, in Ethiopia, in Rome, in secret tunnels beneath Jerusalem. Each account more guarded than the last. Some speak of guardians who protect it to this day, bound by sacred oaths. Others say it was taken by divine beings, unreachable by human hands. But the most chilling theory of all? That the Ark was never meant to be found. Because its true purpose is not to be understood, but to be activated, and whoever controls it, controls a force that predates even the oldest civilizations. One of the most persistent claims about the Ark's current location points to a small church in Aksum, Ethiopia. There, within the Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion, a single guardian monk allegedly watches over the Ark until death. He never leaves the grounds. He never speaks to outsiders. And he is the only person alive allowed to see what lies within the chapel's inner sanctum. This guardian has sworn a lifelong vow of silence. Yet, past reports from researchers and journalists suggest strange phenomena surrounding the site. Witnesses describe flickering lights, electromagnetic interference, and sudden illnesses when people approach too closely. These aren't the hallmarks of a hoax, they are consistent with radiation or high-energy discharge. In 1992, British scholar Graham Hancock investigated the Ethiopian claim in depth. His research connected the Ark's journey through Egypt, up the Nile, and into Ethiopia, tracing an ancient migratory path of priests carrying sacred cargo. Hancock's findings were compelling, but also disturbing. If true, this would mean the Ark had been deliberately removed from Israel, possibly to protect it from human misuse. Other accounts suggest that the Knights Templar, during the Crusades, may have discovered the Ark, or parts of its mechanism, beneath the Temple Mount. This theory is supported by sudden shifts in Templar power and wealth during the 12th century. Could they have found something so powerful it granted them leverage against empires? Legends surrounding the Templars hint at secret chambers, strange rituals, and forbidden knowledge. Some researchers propose the Ark was not just technology, but a portal. A dimensional gate, capable of connecting worlds. And those who knew how to activate it were no longer bound by space or time. Curiously, the Vatican has never officially addressed the Ark's current status. And yet, secret documents within its archives, inaccessible to the public, are said to contain maps, coded references, and even eyewitness reports. Why would the Church protect such files unless the Ark was more than just legend? Could it be that powerful institutions know exactly where it is, and keep it hidden to preserve their dominance over spiritual and historical narratives? Because if the Ark proves contact with non-human intelligence or divine machinery, everything changes. Not just religion, but science, politics, and power itself. Let's go even deeper, into the most restricted location on Earth, the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. Beneath its sacred ground lie tunnels, chambers, and ruins older than the Second Temple itself. Some researchers, including respected Israeli archaeologists, believe the original Ark was hidden in one of these subterranean vaults just before the Babylonian siege. In 1981, a group led by Rabbi Yehuda Getz allegedly attempted a secret excavation beneath the Temple Mount. The operation was abruptly halted by government forces, not for structural safety, but due to what officials called unrest risks. But leaked reports hint at something far stranger: sounds of machinery, chants echoing through stone, and shadows that moved without light. Ron Wyatt, a controversial independent explorer, claimed to have discovered a chamber beneath the mount containing the Ark itself, along with sacred relics like the original menorah and Aaron's staff. His evidence, however, was never made public. Some say he was silenced. Others believe he was forced to retract everything, but one chilling quote from his final interview remains: "It's not just an artifact. It's alive." This idea, that the Ark possesses sentience or is connected to a conscious intelligence, appears in ancient Hebrew texts. The Ark was said to speak, to kill, to lead. The Israelites didn't carry the Arkansas. The Ark led them. It made decisions. It punished. And perhaps most terrifyingly, it protected itself. In some esoteric traditions, the Ark is described as a living interface between man and the divine, a transmitter of will, a judge, a recorder. Like a black box from a divine aircraft. If true, then this isn't just lost technology. It's divine surveillance. Something, or someone, watching through time. Modern researchers have even drawn parallels between the Ark and quantum devices. Entanglement, consciousness-based interaction, and zero-point energy fields. If these theories hold any weight, then we're talking about a device far beyond what even today's science can replicate. And one that may have never been human in origin. Which leads us to a terrifying possibility: what if the Ark is waiting? Not buried. Not hidden. Just dormant. Until the right frequency, or the right person, reactivates it, and with it, whatever ancient intelligence it serves. Some of the oldest extra-biblical references to the Ark come from apocryphal texts and forbidden scrolls, like the Book of Enoch and the Dead Sea Scrolls. These documents suggest that the Ark wasn't created by human hands alone, but under instruction from beings described as watchers or heavenly craftsmen. That word, craftsman, appears in multiple cultures, always tied to divine construction. In these ancient scrolls, the Ark is called a box of fire, a seat of thunder, and even a chariot of the sky. Not poetic metaphors, but literal descriptions. Imagine ancient scribes witnessing technology they couldn't comprehend, glowing, levitating, pulsing with energy. What else could they do but wrap it in spiritual language? The Book of Enoch, in particular, connects these celestial beings to the stars, describing them descending from the heavens to teach men sacred knowledge. Among these teachings, metallurgy, astronomy, and mysteries of vibration. Could it be that the Ark was a product of this lost knowledge, an artifact not from Earth, but given to mankind as part of a forbidden covenant? In many cultures, the arrival of gods or divine objects is always accompanied by light, sound, and flight. The Vedas describe the arrival of gods in flying machines. The Sumerians speak of Anunnaki descending in fire. The Hebrews had the Ark, surrounded by fire, cloud, and an unapproachable glow. These aren't isolated myths. they form a pattern. Some researchers propose that the ark may have functioned as a stabilizer, an anchor to maintain some kind of spiritual or energetic balance on Earth. When active, it kept certain forces at bay. When removed, chaos spread. Could its disappearance be linked to the rise of wars, plagues, and global instability across centuries? In 1936, Adolf Hitler allegedly initiated a secret mission to recover the Ark, believing it would grant supernatural victory. The Ahnenerbe, a Nazi occult division, scoured Ethiopia, Egypt, and Jerusalem. Nothing was ever officially found. But what was brought back to Berlin under extreme secrecy? No one talks about it. All files were destroyed. And here's the question they all feared to answer: if the Ark really holds this power, who deserves to control it? A government? A religious elite? Or was it never meant to be possessed, only understood by those ready to face its cosmic implications? Across the centuries, every civilization that claimed, or even touched, the Ark experienced monumental shifts, or catastrophic collapse. From the Philistines, who suffered plagues after capturing it, to the mysterious fall of Jerusalem shortly after it vanished, the pattern remains: the Ark does not forgive misuse. It rewards obedience, punishes arrogance, as if it operates by its own will. Some ancient Jewish sources mention that the Ark could only be approached by high priests after intense purification rituals. These rituals often involved sound, incense, and precise timing, elements suspiciously similar to what modern researchers associate with frequency manipulation and quantum resonance. Could the rituals have been more than spiritual? Could they have been functional? The story of Uzzah is particularly disturbing. In 2 Samuel 6, a man simply touches the ark to stabilize it, and drops dead instantly. Was it divine wrath, or a lethal discharge of energy from a high-voltage object? Either way, it was so feared that kings like David chose to leave it untouched for years. They knew the danger was real. Interestingly, in Freemasonic and Rosicrucian traditions, the ark is not merely a chest, it is a template. A symbol of sacred geometry. They claim it's based on universal ratios, harmonics, and cosmic architecture. Meaning, the ark was not just built. It was tuned. Tuned to something, or someone, beyond our dimension. In 1909, a strange article surfaced in an obscure U.S. newspaper, claiming the Smithsonian had recovered a box matching the ark's description, but it was lost in a transfer. While dismissed as conspiracy, the report eerily matches dimensions, materials, and even the golden cherubim. Why would such a powerful discovery be buried? Today, the search continues, but not publicly. Private military contractors, black-budget archaeological missions, and even certain tech billionaires are rumored to be funding expeditions based on decrypted texts and satellite imagery. Some say they're close. Others claim they already found it, and are testing it, but maybe the biggest fear isn't that we'll never find the Ark, but that we already did, and that it's being reverse-engineered, far from public eyes, for purposes far darker than divine worship. In recent decades, whispers of the Ark have shifted from temples and deserts to underground bases and hidden labs. Some insiders claim the Ark, or a device indistinguishable from it, was discovered during an excavation in Antarctica, buried beneath layers of ice, preserved in a chamber unlike anything on Earth. The operation, of course, is classified. But satellite anomalies over the site remain unexplained. Declassified U.S. military documents from the 1960s refer cryptically to an object of anomalous origin emitting radiation spikes. Though the term Ark is never mentioned directly, the context, involving ancient Hebrew scripts and containment protocols, raises serious questions. What was found? And more importantly, where is it now? There are also claims from whistleblowers within the Vatican's archives. According to one source, a hidden vault, accessible only to the highest-ranking cardinals, contains not only scrolls describing the Ark's full design, but also relics believed to have been in contact with it. These items are said to still vibrate, as if charged with residual energy. Even in modern Israel, the Ark remains a national obsession. Certain Kabbalistic sects believe that the reappearance of the Ark will signal the arrival of a messianic age, or the end of history as we know it. This belief isn't symbolic. They expect it to return physically, and soon, which is why tensions rise every time someone dares to dig near the Temple Mount. And yet, every time someone gets close, something happens. Permits revoked. Accidents. Illness. Sudden deaths. Some believe the Ark is protected not by men, but by forces we don't fully understand. An ancient defense system? A curse? Or a sentient field of awareness encoded into its very structure? More radical theorists suggest that the Ark wasn't of earthly origin at all. That it came from the stars, or even another dimension, and that it's not alone. That other arks exist, hidden in strategic locations around the globe, forming a network of dormant power. A planetary grid that, when activated, could reshape reality itself. What happens if that network comes online again? What ancient memory might awaken? And who, or what, awaits on the other side of the frequencies the Ark was built to harness? After all we've explored, from scriptures to scrolls, from Templars to Antarctica, one truth emerges: the Ark of the Covenant is more than a relic. It is a convergence point. A symbol, a weapon, a technology, and perhaps, a warning. Its story refuses to die because its purpose is not yet fulfilled. If the Ark is real, and still intact, then its concealment is the most elaborate cover-up in human history. A truth so powerful that it could rewrite every book, unseat every institution, and dissolve the veil between myth and science. Which is exactly why it remains hidden, in plain sight. For believers, the Ark is a holy relic waiting for the chosen to return it. For skeptics, it's an ancient battery lost to time. But for those who walk between both worlds, the seekers, the truth diggers, the Ark represents something far more dangerous: unfiltered access to forbidden knowledge. And what if that knowledge isn't just historical? What if it's operational? What if the Ark wasn't designed to preserve laws, but to unlock gates? Gates to dimensions, to memories, to intelligences that humanity once touched, and then feared so deeply, we buried the key. Perhaps the real mystery of the Ark is not where it is, but what happens when it wakes up. When sound meets geometry, when vibration meets intention, and when the right soul, in the right moment, completes the circuit. Would we witness a miracle? Or unleash something far older than God? One day, someone will find it. Or reactivate it. Or stand too close and learn the final secret not from a book, but from the Ark itself. That's why it was sealed away. Not to protect us from it, but to protect it from us. Because the Ark never disappeared. It was never lost. It's watching. Waiting, and when the time is right, it won't need to be found. It will reveal itself.